This is Kyle Madson with your top stories on Sports 1140. Meow. It's been a tough season for football in the Bay Area, and it continued yesterday. The Raiders lost to the Chargers 26-10 down in Los Angeles. They moved to 1-4 on the season. The 49ers also went to 1-4 on the season when they lost to the previously winless Cardinals 28-18 at Levi Stadium. The Brewers completed a sweep of the Rockies with a 6-0 victory at Coors Field in their National League Division Series. So Milwaukee is through to the NLCS. They await the winner of Braves-Dodgers, which is sitting at 2-1 in favor of LA after the Braves avoided a sweep with a 6-5 win last night in Atlanta. Game 4 of that series is this afternoon. The Astros will try and sweep the Indians in Cleveland. That's happening later this morning, while Game 3 between the Yankees and Red Sox is later on tonight. That series is tied up at 1 game apiece. Those are your top stories. And now it's time for the third hour of the drive while the show's flying by with Carmichael Dave on Sports 1140 KHGK.
Rise and shine, sleepyhead.
I'm not letting you go to work today.
Wait, what?
Everybody, listen up.
Welcome to The Drive.
Morning, morning, morning.
You're gonna talk.
Get on the phone at 339-1140.
Pretty awesome, huh?
Jump in on our text line at 441140.
Everyone is talking about it. You must know that.
The Drive starts now.
If you want to call us, you can. 1-800-920-1140, 339-1140. All calls and all guests come to us via the Firewings hotline. 21 different flavors to choose from. Firewings.com. Just wing it. You can text us at 441140. Our thanks to Jiffy Lube for that. Want to remind you, Jiffy Lube and the Sac Republic, proud sponsors of our video simulcast. You can get that at khtk.com. And if you are watching the video cast, Kyle is showing off his Sac Republic shirt right now. I have no prizes for you, but I just want to see if anybody can do this. Can you guess? I'm facing the camera right now. Can you guess the reference that my shirt is making? And no, it's not the obvious one. I have a picture of a car and I have song lyrics underneath it. So I'm not looking for what kind of car it is. I'm not looking for.
That is from the Blues Brothers.
It is not, but that is a good check.
Well, I know that's not what it is because it's obviously from Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
That is almost right, but it's also not it. From the 916, checks Twitter, notices Dave is highly critical of the Kings. Seriously, Dave, go get a Cousins Warriors jersey and be done with it. That's why I say
Ooh, nice. Hey, joke's on you, Texter. He already has one.
I'm trying to remember what I said today on Twitter that was critical of the Kings. I quoted a Tom Ziller piece that was critical of the Kings, and I posted a Luka Doncic highlight saying, I don't care. You care. A little bit. Like I said, when we do our Kings preview, we're going to have to do an optimist and a pessimist preview. We'll have to do the optimistic preview for the I want to go off on these people so bad, but I can't because I don't want to step on anyone's joy, as my wife says. But for the people that are like, I don't understand. Are you a Kings fan? I mean, are you a Kings fan? Okay, because if you're a Kings fan, why do you hate them so much? How do you know they're not going to win 35 games this year, huh? How do you know Vlade is wrong? How do you? I don't. And then we're going to have to do the quote pessimist preview,
which is just going to be a normal Tuesday.
Which will be a normal Tuesday. Which will be like, well, here's what I think is going to happen. You either want the opinion or you don't. But that is part of the problem we have in society today. You can go really deep with this if you want, is people want to live in echo chambers and people don't want to hear, they don't want to hear something that goes outside what they want their worldview to be. I promise you there's nobody listening to this show that wants the Kings to win more than me. There might be some people that are tied with me, that were tied on that list. I'm not saying I'm the biggest fan there is. No, we're a ton of huge fans. Nobody wants them to win more than me. But again, do you want the homer opinion? Which is fine if you do. There's plenty of websites out there that have that. Kings going all the way, man. This year's the one.
And if that's the take you want to hear, that's probably the take you have. Then the reason it bothers people is because they know it's a real thing. Like if somebody tells me like, hey, my take is that the Warriors aren't going to make the playoffs this year because of this and that, I'm not going to go, why are you being so negative, man? Like you go, oh, okay.
It's not negative. It's it's what you believe the truth is.
Sure.
But I have fact and logic on my side.
Right. And my point, right. And my point is that the people who get mad at you aren't mad at you. They're upset that you're dropping realism into the overly optimistic, unrealistic take that they have concocted in their head and that they hold tight to.
Now, I hope you're right. Because I want to see this team win terribly. You think I like going they're going to suck?
And it's not like you take joy in them losing. Teams you hate, Miami, when they lose, you're like, ha, yes.
Yeah.
When the Kings lose, you're upset about it.
And I'll be upset about it this year. Even though I know they're going to suck, I'm still going to be upset about it.
Yes.
I'm still going to go off.
Watch all the games.
Yes, everyone.
Yes. You throw money, time, emotion, 75% of your job is about the Kings. Like, if that's not being a fan, I don't know.
And I don't like saying realism because realism infers that, well, my opinion's the right one. I'd love to be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'd love to be wrong.
Logic, then?
Logic dictates that this team is going to be, they're not going to be a bad team this year. They're going to be a terrible team this year. They're going to be a terrible team, but I think there's a lot of people that are rightfully frustrated. A lot of season ticket holders, for example, that are going, God, are we, I tweeted out yesterday, maybe this is what he's talking about. I tweeted out yesterday that hey, it's great. You know, my college football team sucks. My NFL team sucks. My baseball team is terrible. And my basketball team has already been eliminated from the playoffs. What are you talking about? They haven't even played a game. No. The Sacramento Kings were mathematically eliminated from the playoffs a couple months ago.
I am rooting, and sidebar here.
Yes.
Aside from everything, I'm rooting so hard for you to be wrong.
Me too.
I know you are.
Yes.
I know you are. But I am so invested. I want the Kings to win 15 games in a row to start the year.
Oh, I hope so. Because I told you how I think they're going to start,
This show would be chaos.
Oh, it would be amazing. It would be amazing. I would come in every day in a new, Kings flag.
I am here for content.
Yes. It would be the most amazing thing ever. I would take every phone call. I was like, we told you. I'd be like, yes, you did.
I just hope I am in this area when the Kings finally figure it out.
I hope you are too.
Because just going and hanging out downtown while there's a Kings game on is going to be unbelievable.
Oh, my God.
And I know we talk about this all the time, but
just want people to prepare for the fact that they're probably going to start out 3-15. I'm not even exaggerating.
Yeah, we've
gone down this, and we'll do this. We're doing a soft preview now for some reason. It's even on the list.
What are we supposed to talk about?
Eunice is in the back there going, guys, you wrote all these freaking lower thirds, and you're not using any of them. Last segment was supposed to be Raiders and Niners.
You just hear from the back, this show stinks.
She just throws her mug down and walks out. Screw you. I'm out of here. I'm going to work. I'm going back to digital where they have their act together.
Hey, man, you know what? At least the Kings aren't the Jaguars and got beat down yesterday.
From the 7.
That's what the Jags sounded like.
From the 7.
Did I say Jaguars?
Yeah.
Jaguars.
Well,
Jaguars.
Jaguar.
Jaguar.
Dude, yeah, if you watch the commercials and the British guy for the cars, he's always like, come get a phenomenal Jaguar.
Yeah.
What the hell is a Jaguar? Jaguar? That sounds bad, actually. I'm going to quit saying that.
Can we not?
Yeah. From the 707, Dave, you forgot your college team sucks. From Gil. This is the first thing I said.
I literally think it was...
First line out of my mouth was
my
college team sucks because I was going through the weekend in order. And then I went back to the Kings at the end. By the way, I came in second in my fantasy baseball league, and the commissioners called me and said, hey, the guy that you lost to says you owe him $50 from 3 years ago. Can I give him that? It's so lame. And the guy I lost to, I can't stand. He's like the worst person.
Well, clearly, if he's like, hey, can you actually ask Dave?
Can I
3 years ago? Statute of limitations, dude.
Thank you.
Hey.
And by the way, I owed it because the other commissioner screwed up. It wasn't like I didn't pay the guy. It was a commissioner screw up. What?
Hey, real quick, since we're talking fantasy.
Yes.
I'm down by I'm down by 9.4 points to Jenna from KNCI, the afternoon DJ at KNCI.
Yeah.
I have Adrian Peterson and Michael Thomas tonight. Am I good?
Well, I hope you're not good because I'm playing Michael Thomas in like 3 of my games, and I need him to
that's
do
fine.
nothing.
Okay, but
Who are the Skins playing tonight on Monday Night Football? Oh, the Saints. Okay, I'm sorry. That was a really stupid question. That was really bad. I don't know. I could see Adrian Peterson having 3 touchdowns. I could see Michael Thomas coming back. Oh, Michael Thomas has 3 touchdowns. Alvin Kamara's been and I have Alvin Kamara on all my teams. So, I don't know. Let me tell you what's probably going to happen. I have Peterson and Kamara on my teams. I have Thomas on none of my teams. Therefore, Michael Thomas will do a ton of things tonight, and Peterson and Kamara are going to suck.
I need 7 points from each of them.
Does she have anyone?
No.
And you're down by how many?
9.
And you have,
9.4.
what did you say, Peterson
and
Thomas?
Thomas.
Oh, you're going to win.
I need a touch. I need a touchdown from each of them.
Dude, you're going to win. You're going to win. Just like the Carolina Panthers won yesterday, here's the call of Florida State's Graham Gano hitting a 63-yard walk-off.
Le ha sobrado distancia, le van a servir. Tiene altura, tiene profundidad, va a llegar. ¡Ganó, señor! ¡Ganó! Yo sí le voy a los Panthers. ¡Taca! Yo sí le voy a los Panthers. ¡Taca!
Okay, so I would like a favor. I would like to reach out to the Spanish-speaking section of the Drive listener. I know we have some bilingual, if not multilingual, people listening. I know there's a Graham Gano in there, and I know at some point he said "senor." I caught that. I don't understand what else he was saying, and I don't understand what that little rhythm he was doing at the end, what he was saying during that. I'm going to play it again, and then I would appreciate if somebody would call us at 339-1140 or text us at 441140. Just tell me mainly what he's saying at the end. Here it is one more time.
Le ha sobrado distancia, le van a servir. Tiene altura, tiene profundidad, va a llegar. ¡Ganó! Señor, ganó.
Hey, what's this?
Yo sí le voy a los Panthers. ¡Taca! Yo sí le voy a los Panthers. ¡Taca!
What I just want to know what he's saying.
It's incredible. That's what it was.
By the way, it just goes to show in any language, there's always a color commentator that steps on the play-by-play guy.
For people who don't speak Spanish, ganó means Gano wins it.
Oh, is that what that meant?
Yeah.
It was low? Gano? Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know what was going on.
Or Gano won it.
Wait, hold on. From the 916, Gano means one? But that's his last name. Does Gano mean one?
Yeah. Gano with the accent.
Yeah.
Is Gano won it.
So Gano with the little finger over the end?
No, not the flippy over the end. The accent mark over the O.
Oh. Okay. I like when you and I try to break down A, other languages, B, when I try to break down like what's going on in the slang world when people are going back and forth. Yeah. Are the phones locked?
Yep.
All right. Now you can call. Thank you, texters at 339.
My bad. Hey, you know what? I'm going to wear that one today. I'm going to wear that one.
339-1140. Lines now open.
You're welcome.
Gano won it. We've said this before, but we're just fully in love. We are absolutely fully in love with Latino announcers. Hi, how you doing? Kyle's having issues with the phone.
So I locked him.
We try to go the first caller here. You can screen the second one. Caller, who's this?
This is JC.
JC, what's up, buddy?
What's up? He's saying he won it. sir, he won it. He won it. That's what he's really screaming.
And then, do you know what he was saying at the end when he was doing the dun 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 dun? Did you hear?
I think he was just putting a song together and just rhyming whatever. I don't think he was just rhyming it like he won it. He won it. You know, yeah. That's all he's singing.
Okay, so it's just kind of a thing. He's not actually saying stuff at the end. He's just kind of
no.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I have no way of knowing whether or not you're right, by the way. Somebody could call up and be like, he's saying he wants a candy bar and to go to the circus. I'm like, oh, wow, that's great. 4 years of AP Spanish have not paid off. Hey, caller, who's this?
Hey, what's up? This is Zach.
Hey, Zach.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, I'm a little angry at the Raiders, but that's been the same since I was 12, so I don't play.
No, I understand. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I hope Vontaze Perfect gets to play for the Raiders next year.
That's an excellent point right there. It's wishing bad on the Raiders there.
Hey, I was actually going to ask you, what do you think it's going to be like in that locker room if Le'Veon Bell comes back? I mean, is that just going to be a poison or what?
Honestly, and that's a really good question because Le'Veon's coming back for the bye week in Week 7. He has a relationship with these guys that goes back a few years, and that's going to help, number one. Number two, I think if the Steelers were sitting right now at 4-1, 5-0, even 3-2, that might make a difference. But they've got to go into Cincinnati and play the Bengals. All right, remember, they're in Week 5 right now. Week 6 is the Bengals. Week 7 is home against the Browns. Week 8 is against the Rams. It is not out of the realm of possibility that they will be 3-4-1. Is that right? 3-4-1? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Here goes Dave doing math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so he would be back for the Ravens game. So let me just say, it's not out of the realm of possibility they'd be 3-1. I could see them splitting Cincinnati and Cleveland. And Le'Veon Bell comes back and they go for it. But here's the bottom line. James Conner's been very good. And he's a good story. And that's something, I still think Bell's going somewhere. But I could be wrong. AC does not stand for air conditioner. How are you, buddy?
How are you guys?
Or does it? Hey, AC doesn't stand. I didn't want to say it. AC doesn't stand for air conditioner because that would be awesome if it did.
Yeah, but it's not the case this time. But I wanted to, I've been watching the highlights from the other rookies, the potential rookies for this year.
Yeah.
And I got a bad feeling that Marvin Bagley is going to be more like a Harold Presley type pick than he is going to be like a Wayman Tisdale-like pick. What do you think?
Well, I need to understand what you mean by that, and no disrespect to Mr. Presley at all, but I can't compare the players. Do you just mean that grabbing a guy like Harold out of Villanova who was never an all-star might that he's not going to realize potential like Tizzy did out of Oklahoma, or I'm trying to understand what you mean by that.
Okay, this is all about talent, Dave. Marvin Bagley was the safe pick, but I think we really screwed up. I didn't want to believe it at first, but I think Doncic is going to be the real deal, and he would have been incredible chemistry-wise with Bogdan. I think we made a mistake. I hate to say it, but I think we did.
AC, I'm on record in saying that I believe Doncic should have been the pick. But now that we're into the season, I'm not trying to put a spin on it. But let me ask you this. Do you think you'll be comfortable making the call that Doncic should have been the pick at the end of the year? Because that's what frustrates me is Bagley should be a freshman in college this year, so I don't know. Like, how are we going to know that? What is the point where we can sit back and definitively say, what is the trigger mechanism for you to be able to definitively say Bagley is better than Doncic? Is it when Doncic, if he makes an all-star team? Is it if the Kings release Bagley? I mean, do you have an idea in your head what the trigger is for you to make a definitive call on that?
If he leads the team in scoring and rebounds, I'll change my mind, but I don't think that's going to happen. I'm thinking that he was the safe pick. Vlade may have felt like he was going to take heat if he picked the Euro, But I love Lottie, but I think we screwed up. I really do. I think you look at the other rookies, and I know this is really early on, of course, but look at the other rookies, and they look really good. And Bagley, no, not so good.
I mean,
don't know. What do you think?
I think of the call AC. I think Bagley's gonna have issues this year. I think he should be a freshman in college this year. Now, that's not an excuse because, well, they picked a guy that they knew should be a freshman in college this year. It's another wait and see. I understand that. At the same time, I don't know. He had 8 points and 9 boards against the Warriors, and he had a double-double, I believe, in the game before. I mean, I'll tell you this much. I think he's having a better preseason than he did a summer league. Now, that's not me talking about Bagley versus Doncic. That's just me talking about Bagley. I'm not ready to say that Bagley's a bust and has sucked. I don't think he has. From the 916, I'm not trying to sound like a D-bag, but I'm so bored and so tired of this Doncic versus Bagley talk. Season hasn't even started yet. We really have nothing else to talk about. I understand where you're coming from. And listen, we're getting close to the season. There have been a lot of lines drawn in the sand for a lot of Kings fans this year, and really, this is going to be this very well may be the toughest season in Sacramento Kings history, and that's saying something. This might be the toughest season we've ever experienced. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of people going back and forth. Hey, Mark, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, Dave?
What's up, buddy?
Just calling about that chant for the Panthers.
Yeah.
Basically, he's saying it's a reference to soccer. Basically saying in soccer you say your team name, but he's saying the Panthers. He's saying I go for the Panthers, and then he's doing the dun dun dun. That's just copying a drum.
Ah, okay. So he's just throwing some rhythm behind the soccer reference.
Exactly.
Thank you.
That's a high-quality breakdown.
You know what? Watch this. Gracias, mi amigos. Muy bien. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, you very smart people that have room in your brain to speak multiple languages, because I don't have that room. Thank you for translating, and I'm confident that they weren't pulling one on us. I think that's the accurate translation.
Yeah, I think so too.
I love my job. I love the people that listen. We'll take a break. When we come back, let's get into this UFC Saturday night. Let's get into this UFC, what went down. And I want to get into a little soliloquy as to why this is also the fault of the UFC. This is also the fault of the commissions, and why this may not be over yet. A bad thing happened Saturday night for more reasons than are being counted. We'll talk about that next, right here on Sports 1140 KHTK.
Nobody loves sports more than Alexa.
That's right. Tell it like it is.
Now you can put the most passionate sports fan, Alexa, to work for you.
Yeah, baby.
Open the Alexa app. Enable the Sports 1140 KHTK skills. Then it's easy to stream us from anywhere.
I have skills. Mad skills.
Alexa, play Sports 1140 KHTK.
Carmichael Dave here from my good friends at Fire Wings. You know what, Kyle? You know what? They're not ice wings. For a reason.
Oh, I have breaking Fire Wings news, by the way.
Whoa. You have breaking.
Kyle Madson Fire Wings news.
All right, let me do this. From the Kyle Madson breaking news desk, let's go to Kyle Madson.
I have 2 flavors left.
2 flavors left. Out of 21, you have tried 19.
19.
What's the new flavor you tried?
Fire. I tried the Fire Wing. Yeah.
When did you try it?
On Friday.
How was it?
I went to lunch with some of the sales guys.
I mean, like you're going to say it was bad. I mean, I get it, but like.
Oh, no, it was that. So here's my deal. When I've eaten a super hot wing at a few other places,
yes,
it doesn't even taste good. It's not pleasant.
Right.
It is just, if somebody sat 5 Fire Wings down in front of me, I could eat all 5 of them. They were good. They were definitely spicy.
Sure.
But not like I need a hazmat suit spicy.
Okay, and here's the way I work. I have to ask this question. So you had them on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
How were they on Saturday?
Oh, it's totally fine.
Good. All right. That's, you know what, and that's the beauty of Fire Wings. I think it's because they soak them in buttermilk overnight. That's why they're so darned juicy and flavorful. New Fire Wings opening up everywhere. Just go to firewings.com. Find the location nearest you, and you tell them your good friend Kyle Madson sent you.
This Boomer Esiason with the CBS Sports Minute brought to you by the Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, it is the bar. Milwaukee is in the NLCS for the first time since 2011, and the Brewers will chase their first pennant since 1982. Their secret weapon, Eric Kratz. The journeyman catcher is playing in his 17th season, encompassing 30 minor league and 7 big league teams. He was with the 2013 Phillies and last year's Yankees, but both left him off the playoff rosters. He won a ring with the 2015 Royals, but never left the bench. So until Friday's Game 2 against Colorado, Kratz had never appeared in a postseason game. At 38 years and 112 days old, he became the oldest player to make his postseason debut since 1905. Kratz had 2 hits Friday and 3 more, including a double in yesterday's clincher. Good things come to those who wait. I'm Boomer Esiason.
It's Ford F-150 Radio, so Ford, the official truck of the NFL, is recognizing the Built Ford Tough Offensive Line of the Week. Marty, go.
Muirhawk in high school, the Purple Panthers, that was an offensive line.
Ford F-150 is saluting the best NFL O-line. And like those O-lines, the Ford F-150 doesn't just raise the bar, it is the bar.
I remember the big game, state semis.
Go to NFL.com and follow NFL analyst and former Pro Bowl center Sean O'Hara as he picks the Built Ford Tough Offensive Line of the Week.
I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans, America's premier home purchase lender. We've created a new way to protect you from unpredictable interest rates. Our exclusive Rate Shield approval. First, we lock your interest rate for up to 90 days. Then, if rates go up, your rate stays locked. But if rates go down, your rate drops. Either way, you win. Call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Rate Shield approval only valid on certain 30-year fixed-rate loans. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030. Additional conditions or exclusions may apply.
With a Gold in One Platinum Rewards credit card, you get a low rate and up to 3% cash back on everyday purchases.
3%? Unlike groceries?
Like groceries.
And gas?
You got it.
Okay.
Because as a not-for-profit, Gold in One Credit Union members help each other, getting us all a better deal on just about everything.
All right then. Honey, we're going to dinner.
So apply today. Gold in One Credit Union. We're stronger together. Some restrictions apply. Visit golden1.com for details.
Why should you use Zoom Imaging Solutions for all of your office equipment needs? Zoom is never too busy to greet you personally. Zoom has the best copiers, printers, and solutions in Northern and Central California and the Bay Area. Zoom offers industry-leading on-site response time for service and repairs. And because Zoom is consistently ranked as a top market leader, that's why you should use Zoom Imaging Solutions. Call them at 916-369-6526 or go to zoomcopiers.com to reach an office equipment specialist in your area.
Subject to dealer stock on hand and approved customer credit. See dealer for details.
Here, Roseville, think Lexus. Now think the L Certified Fall Collection event because it's going on right now at Lexus of Roseville, located in the Roseville Auto Mall.
Sports 1140 KHTK's coverage of high school football is presented by Wingstop. Listen every Friday night to the Wingstop High School Football Wrap-Up Show and get all the coverage on KHTK.com.
Now your sports update. Sports update. Powered by Mercury Insurance.
This is Kyle Madson with your top stories on Sports 1140. Football in the Bay Area, still not great. The Chargers beat the Raiders 26-10. The Cardinals beat the 49ers 28-18. Both the 49ers and Raiders fall to 1-4 on the season. In baseball yesterday, the Brewers completed a sweep of the Rockies with a 6-0 win at Coors Field. They're through to the National League Championship Series, while the Braves narrowly avoided a sweep, beating the Dodgers 6-5 last night in Atlanta. Game 4 of that series is this afternoon. The Astros will try and sweep the Indians in Cleveland later this morning, while Game 3 between the Yankees and Red Sox is later on tonight. That series is all knotted up at 1 game apiece. Those are your top stories, and now it's back to the drive with Carmichael Dave on Sports 1140 KHTK.
Here we go. The drive continues now.
All guests and all of you who call in at 339-1140 come to us via the Fire Wings hotline. 21 different flavors to choose from. Firewings.com. Hey, just wing it.
I have an announcement.
Do ya?
Yeah, I sure do. I've actually got some UC Davis football tickets to give away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can check out the Aggies taking the field at Aggie Stadium, hosting Idaho State on October 13th. That's Saturday. Make sure to get your tickets for the season at ucdavisaggies.com. All KHTK giveaways are powered by RosevilleAutomall.com. The Aggies having a good year.
When are we doing that giveaway?
Let's do it next segment.
All right. We got Nostradumbass coming up. We got a lot of stuff.
Oh, we do?
Do we? We either do today or we do tomorrow. We want to do it tomorrow?
No, we can do it today.
Okay. But here's the thing. I kind of want to move it to tomorrow because now you know what. Go ahead. I'll handle this. This is we're getting to the UFC here. We're getting to the UFC here.
I'll have takes.
Okay.
I'm
okay.
listening.
I didn't want to. Okay.
Oh no, I'm listening.
Here's what happened at the end of the fight.
There's the tap. Still undisputed. Khabib Nurmagomedov has finished Conor McGregor.
Khabib Nurmagomedov, and that's the voice of John Anik, who we had on Friday, is victorious, 4th round. Rear naked choke, neck crank, whatever you want to call it. He wins. And that's when everything started. One of Conor's coaches and Khabib were going back and forth. First off, Khabib held the choke longer than he probably should have. That was expected. Was talking to Conor. They were talking the whole match. And then Khabib jumped into the crowd brought up memories of the Malice at the Palace with Ron Artest, jumps into the crowd, goes after Conor's guy. And the next thing you know, all hell is broken loose now. People are jumping in the cage. One of Khabib's guys jumped in. Sucker punched Conor. This was after Conor saw one of Khabib's guys jumping out of the cage, try to get in the fracas, and went to punch him. I believe landed a punch. It was all back and forth, back and forth. Dana White, after the fight in his press conference, was talking about how he was disgusted, how it was terrible, and how Khabib's guys were arrested. Here's the deal on this.
A really awesome quote.
Yeah.
Was when Dana White told Khabib that he'd probably be getting arrested, and Khabib was like, "That's fine as long as I do it with my belt on."
Right. Well,
cool, man.
Khabib wanted the belt around him at the end of the fight. And you could hear Dana say, "I can't put the belt on you. If I put the belt on you here, they're going to start throwing things in the cage. We need to get you out of here for your own safety." And as Khabib was being led back to the locker rooms, as he got to the tunnel, about a gallon of beer came down. Thank God nothing else. Here was Dana White post-fight with our good friend Joseph Benavidez's lovely bride, Megan O'Leary. And here we go.
End of the main event. In terms of the safety and the health of the two fighters in the main event, Khabib and Conor, you've spoken to both of them and they're both okay?
I haven't spoken to Khabib. I spoke to Conor. He's okay. Three of...
I want you to listen to... And by the way, anyone who's listened to me forever knows I love Dana White. I have a 20-year relationship with the dude. I think he's been amazing for the sport. I want to put that as a precursor to what we're about to talk about. Listen to Dana's words and his tone in this interview.
Khabib's guys were arrested and taken to jail. And God knows what the Nevada State Athletic Commission's going to do. And, there's going to be, I heard both of their purses are being held now.
Okay, let me fast forward now. Let me fast forward to, or should I say rewind? Let me rewind to a few months back. Here's Dana White at the Barclays Center.
McGregor's arrest, and
let me rewind.
Police there is a warrant out for Conor McGregor's arrest, and they're looking for him right now. His plane cannot take off. He cannot leave the state of New York.
Okay. Here's the deal. Conor McGregor has a teammate named Artem Lobov who was confronted for talking whatever he was talking in a hallway by Khabib and some of his guys. It was like 11-on-1. And Conor flies over to America, goes crazy on the bus at the Barclays Center that was taking fighters from a weigh-in, throws a dolly through the window. Dana White said, "I don't even know if I want to be in the Conor McGregor business anymore. I don't want to think about this. This is terrible. This is the worst thing that's ever happened. This is horrible. This is terrible. This is terrible." Well, Fast forward, Conor McGregor, he had no jail time. He got a fine. I think he had to do a community service thing, like cut a video, something stupid, pay restitution. He had to write a check. No punishment from the commission. No punishment from the UFC. By the way, fighters were injured and some had to not be on the card, including Ray Borg. Nothing happened to Conor. Not only did nothing happen to Conor, but they used the footage of him throwing the dolly through the bus window in the promos leading up to this fight, which they immediately made after everything was all said and done. And in the lead up to the fight, Conor McGregor proceeded to call Khabib Nurmagomedov a Dagestani rat. He offered him a drink, to which Khabib declined. He is a Muslim. He does not drink. Conor called him a backwards C word. I'm not going to say that, obviously. He called his manager a terrorist snitch. He called his father names I won't mention, but said his father was a coward. He said some really, really hardcore things. And here's the deal. There are certain groups in this world you don't screw with. And I don't think screwing with a guy that grew up in the Dagestan province of Russia, basically Chechnya, is the guy you want to screw with. And I don't really think it's generally a good idea to screw with the guy's faith. How does that usually work out? How does that usually work? So you've got Khabib and his whole crew fired up. You called the guy's father a coward. There are some places in the world, by the way, including Dagestan, where that's grounds for murdering somebody. But hey, it's selling pay-per-views. It's great. And everybody's going, ooh, all right, let's do this. Yeah. And then you get a bunch of Russians and a bunch of Irish in the same room. And they're all, well, not all, but many are drinking. Anybody ever been in a fight? Anybody ever been around a fight? Anybody ever been to a mixed martial arts fight? There is a palpable tension in the air because human beings, when they sense blood and violence, something clicks on in their head, in their little hippocampus, the fight or flight. Your pulse goes up. There is a palpable sense in the air of doom and dread. You ever see a fight happen on a high school playground and notice that the entire playground runs full speed towards the fight? People go insane. And you have to follow the lines here, guys, because it's bigger than the fight. These are the dots not too many people are connecting. Khabib Nurmagomedov is not only from that Dagestan region, not only grew up wrestling bears, but also has connections to a guy named Ramzan Kadyrov. If you don't know that name, look it up. He is a warlord. He is a guy who has booted the gay people out of his country. He's also a huge MMA guy and has funded many a camp and has also had fighters come over, including Frankie Edgar, Frank Mir, a few others. Khabib's got connections to some people you don't screw with. On the McGregor side, McGregor was allegedly getting mob death threats back in 2017. And again, Google McGregor and the Kinahan family. There are deep-rooted ties on both sides. Dana White spoke at Donald Trump's Republican National Convention. Vladimir Putin called Khabib after the fight and congratulated him. What I'm trying to say is that build up to a fight is one thing, and I completely understand. I'm not a snowflake. I got that you've got to sell pay-per-views. And McGregor and Nate Diaz going at it, call each other sissies and do that, whatever. That's fine. But McGregor and the UFC screwed with the wrong group. That does not mean that what Khabib did was justified. It was not. And he took responsibility for that. And he will get, his purse has been withheld. I'm sure he will get fined. And the governor of Nevada had to literally run out of the arena because he was scared for his life. You better believe that Nevada State Athletic Commission is going to lay the thunder down. But let's not forget. This started in New York City when he threw that dolly through. It continued when there was literally zero punishment from the commissions or from the UFC. And this is when you sell a company for $4 billion to Ari Emanuel and WME, and you're coming up all red on the balance sheet. And you've got to do something because Ronda Rousey's gone. John Jones is suspended. George St. Pierre's not doing anything. Uriah Faber has retired. You've lost a lot of your guys and gals, and Conor McGregor's been gone for 2 years. So you got to do something here. And guess what? They made a lot of money that night. They made a lot of money Saturday night. They sold a ton of pay-per-views. I don't have the numbers, but they did. So, and somebody's texting McGregor got suspended from fighting in the state of New York. If I was never going to be in New York, and how much you want to bet that suspension will be up right when Conor wants to fight in New York again? Get out of here. So I don't have a problem. Listen, when fighters fight and violence happens, that's violence and that's fighting. I don't care about any of that. But to sit back and go, oh my God, Khabib, I can't believe he did that. It's crazy. I'm so shocked and devastated. This is so bad for the sport. No, you created this whole mess. And you have 98% of these fighters that I've covered for 20 effing years that are respectful, that are humble, that are good at their craft, and they just want to fight. And all this WWE just bleed stuff, it's great. People love it. And when Khabib and Conor rematch, which they will, it's going to sell more pay-per-views than this one. And they're going to use Saturday night as a lead-up. But mark my words, and I'm saying this on the radio, and it's going to be recorded. Somebody is going to die. Somebody is going to die, if not multiple people, if you don't pull back a little bit. They're going to die. And I don't want to hear anyone connected to this when and if that happens, and I pray to God it does not, going, this is an absolute tragedy. This is way beyond. No, you created this. Staple baloney to your body and dive into a cage filled of piranhas and then blame the fish for biting you. Go ahead, Kyle. What were you going to say?
Like I said earlier, this goes back to what we talked about on Friday, where Conor's whole shtick of just going over the top at these press conferences at some point was going to not be okay anymore.
Yeah.
And we're seeing the effect of that. And like you said, the fact that there's never been any kind of repercussion for it.
No.
Because he is raking in money.
He makes money. And you have deep. And he's talking about Khabib not being able, his people not maybe able to get their visas because they're immigrants. They have their green. What is Conor McGregor? You're talking about all this geopolitical stuff and building walls and immigrants and all this stuff. Okay, you had an immigrant come over and throw a freaking dolly through a bus, injuring people and costing some of them a lot of money. He didn't have any visa problems. Let's see. Can I think of any connection between our government and the UFC? Oh, no, I can. I love Dana White. He's been great for the sport. Sometimes I don't think he gets enough credit. But I do hope, and I say this with peace and love, I hope this one shook him a little bit. For real shook him. That commission's going to come down hard, and they should. But the commissions and the UFC should have come down equally as hard on McGregor and stopped that when it happened, when he threw the dolly through the window. That's a felony, man. You injured people. Glass got in people's eyes. They couldn't fight.
If that was Jim Smith after his first UFC fight that he lost.
Still in jail.
Yes.
How does it usually go? Now, I don't want to make this a Muslim thing. But I want to be very clear. How does it usually go throughout history when you insult people's religions and their fathers? And their fathers. Not good.
FYI.
Not good. If I'm Conor McGregor and I have a girlfriend and I have a young child, I'm thinking, and I've got $100 million plus in the bank, I'm thinking, oh, I respect him. I respect his story. I respect his fight game. I don't think he doesn't have heart. I think he has a ton of heart. I think he's a great fighter. I think he's a UFC Hall of Famer. I think he has kept this sport afloat at that level for a long time. I say this, I've met Conor one time in my life, early in his career. I have no relationship with the guy whatsoever. I say this as a fellow human being. Dude, like he's ever going to hear this, you have a young family. It's not worth it. Back off. Back off of all this. This ain't it, Chief. Okay? This ain't it. We'll take a break. When we come back. No, it's not a setup, guys. This was not a setup. Trust me on this. This was not a setup. Watch the repercussions come down. We'll come back with What's on Tap right here on Sports 1140 KHTK.
Food and music are about to collide with Downtown Showdown, featuring performances from 80s icon Sheila E., ex-ambassadors, and country star Chris Jensen. We're taking over Capitol Mall with 3 blocks of food trucks, interactive vendors, games, and great music. It's Downtown Chowdown, Saturday, October 20th from 11 to 5 at Capitol Mall. Tickets are just $20. Get more information at khtk.com.
Get to Macy's Columbus Day sale and save 20 to 65% with our lowest prices of the season on select furniture, mattress sets, and rugs. Like the Maya leather sofa, lowest price $799. Tribeca queen bed, lowest price $289. Macy Bed by Serta Basics Queen 2-piece set, lowest price $247. Get our lowest prices of the season now through October 8th at Macy's. Savings off sale prices, exclusions apply. Sale ends October 8th.
I used to have a sweet tooth. Had it removed when I was a kid. So what do I crave instead of chocolate? A big red box from Grainger. Grainger satisfies my craving for great customer service with 24/7 support, effortless ordering, and same-day pickup or next-day delivery options. No busy signals, no cavities. I love Grainger. You know why? Because when it comes to reliable product and technical support, Grainger's got your back. Call or click Grainger.com to see for yourself. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's the perfect time to get a new kitchen, bathroom, or patio remodel for zero money down, zero interest, and zero payments for the first 12 months at Quality First Home Improvement. Need a brand new HVAC unit? Well, you can get the new Quality First Comfort HVAC system that will keep you comfortable and warm during the cold winter months ahead. Quality First Home Improvement is voted the best contractor in the area and is a full-service remodeler who will do it all for you and will also finish most projects in just 3 to 4 weeks. Again, they will do it all for you for zero money down, zero interest, and zero payments for the first 12 months. This offer is just too good to pass up. It makes going with Quality First Home Improvement the smart thing to do. For more information on this amazing offer and to get a free in-home estimate, call 855-80-12345. That's 855-80-12345. Or visit them online at qualityfirsthome.com. Quality First Home Improvement, your contractor for life. License number 875772.
Hi there, this is Jason Ross, and we all have financial questions. Can we afford a bigger home? What's the best way to save for my next vacation? And can we lease or buy a car? Whether you have questions about saving, spending, or anything in between, Bank of America's experienced financial specialists are here for you. Proudly serving the greater Sacramento area, schedule an appointment at bankofamerica.com/conversation. And start the conversation.
Have you heard the expression that knowledge is power? It's definitely true in the criminal justice system. I'm attorney Darren Kavanoki with your 1-800-NO-CUFFS Legal Minute. Here's 3 quick tips to help protect your legal rights. First, the right to remain silent only helps if you exercise it, so please shut up. Next, if police want to search you or your stuff, consider just saying no. You don't have to consent. And if you're stopped for suspicion of DUI, think about politely declining those roadside gymnastics like standing on one leg. Did you know those tests are optional? The police won't tell you, but you don't have to do them. The more you say, the more you do, the better the chance you're leaving in handcuffs. Repeat after me. I'd love to, officer, but my lawyer would kill me. Please call 1-800-NO-CUFFS. The real pro tip is to put 1-800-NO-CUFFS on speed dial now. because no one looks good in handcuffs, unless you're into that sort of thing. 1-800-NO-CUFFS.
Dine Out for Life on Thursday, October 11th. Meta Subaru and the Sunburst Projects invite you to one of the most fun and community-engaging events. Dine Out for Life Sacramento, Thursday, October 11th. Some of Sacramento's best restaurants, bars, and breweries will donate a portion of their proceeds to Sunburst Projects, helping those affected by HIV and AIDS in our community. For more information and a list of participating restaurants, please go to diningoutforlife.com/Sacramento. Dine Out for Life on Thursday, October 11th.
Retired? You probably have more risk in your portfolio than you've been told. A financial crisis could bring 40% losses. What would you do then? Listen to 50 Shades of Money every Saturday at 8 a.m. and get the answers from Peak Financial.
It's the end of the show, but it's the start of your workday. Pour a cold one. It's What's on Tap. Here's What's on Tap.
Maybe my favorite autocorrect so far on the text line. Consumer's a punk. He got what he deserves. Pretty sure he meant Conor. But I like that. Consumer McGregor. That's a hell of an autocorrect. Huge day in sports. That's what I love about October. Monday, 10:30 a.m. is when it all starts. The Astros visit Cleveland. Houston up 2-0 in that series. The Dodgers at 1:30 look to beat Atlanta. They lost last night. That is in Georgia. And then the Red Sox and Yankees, 4:40. So you got a full day of baseball, playoff baseball all day. And then that's going to wind right into Monday Night Football, Redskins and Saints. That's at 5:15. And then tonight, I believe, is it at 7:30? The Kings. I just go Matt Barrows there. Is it at 7:30? Kings and Maccabi Haifa. That's at 7 o'clock. And that is the preseason home opener for your Sacramento Kings at Golden One Center. All right, let's get to Nostradumbass real quick. Kyle, I believe you and I both started with the Raiders and the Chargers. Start with the Raiders and Chargers. At 105. Kyle, I told you before, I'll say it again. This is my upset pick of the week. Chargers favored by 5.5. Derek Carr, 430 yards, 3 touchdowns. Throw an interception in there as well. I think he's going to find Amari Cooper again. I think he's going to find Jared Cook. I don't know who the third one's going to be. I don't care. Marshawn Lynch will get into the end zone as well. That's 4 touchdowns right there. Add in a couple of extra points. 34-31. It will be a close game. 34-31. Raiders come out with the victory. Nailed it. Nailed every part of that.
Crushed it.
That was unbelievable.
My turn?
Yeah, your turn.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Raiders' defense is going to have a tough time, but their offense got it rolling last week. That Browns' defense is good, and the Raiders' offense figured it out. I think they'll continue to figure it out. I'm right there with you, but I'm going 4 touchdowns for Derek Carr.
Wow.
I'm going 2 to Amari Cooper. He breaks out once again. I've got another one to Jordy Nelson. And then give me Martavis Bryant. I think Martavis Bryant gets on the board as well.
Give, but okay.
I think Marshawn Lynch gets into the end zone, and I think the Raiders walk away with a 35-34 win.
Nailed it.
We crushed that, both of us.
Hey, credit where credit's due. You got Jordy Nelson with the touchdown.
I did.
And Martavis Bryant did have a good game, 93 yards.
I'll take an F+.
I'm going to take an F-.
Okay.
By the way, good job. One target, 1 catch for Amari Cooper, 10 yards. They nailed it. Niners and Cardinals. Cardinals, Levi Stadium, Santa Clara versus the San Francisco 49ers, 125 first kick. You know, the Raiders are an upset special, but they're not my only upset. They're not my only upset special. What an idiot. The Arizona Cardinals are going to come in and play a very sloppy game with these San Francisco 49ers. Give me 2 picks for each of the quarterbacks. Give me a couple of random running back touchdowns. This is going to be a sloppy, dumb game. It's going to frustrate the hell out of everybody. Give me 24-14. I think Cardinals are going to come away with the victory in this one, and Niner fans are going to be quite upset come Monday. Not perfect, but I'm going to take an A- on this, and I'll tell you why. I said it's a 10-point win. It was a 10-point win. I said 24-14. It was 28-18. A couple of picks went to Beathard. It was silly and sloppy, and I called the upsets. I'm going to take an F-, A-. Kyle Madson.
All right, Niners, Cardinals.
Pretty much. You can
My
use that as
prediction.
your Nostradumbass.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that your prediction?
Yeah, I think so.
So Kyle's prediction for that game is okay.
Niners 20, Cardinals 16.
That's not an F. You didn't really get that specific. D.
Fart noise was a really good.
That was
fart
accurate.
noise was a great call.
Nailed it.
Yeah. I'll
Give
take a D.
Give you a D. You can take a D. Next game. I believe I had the wild card game of the week. I'm going to pick the toughie here. I'm going to go Jags Chiefs. And by the way, nothing says we have to pick different wild card games if you want to grab that one. I thought the Chiefs were going to come back to earth last week against Denver. They almost did, but all credit to them. They pulled it off. Not so with the Jaguars. Sorry, not happening. I think the Jags are going to go in there, and they're going to show them exactly who's boss in the AFC. Blake Bortles, give him 3 touchdowns. No Leonard Fournette, though, but TJ Yeldon will get into the end zone. It's going to be a huge blowout, but I think you're looking at something like, let's call it 35-28. Patrick Mahomes, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Kareem Hunt will get in once. 35-28. Give me the Jaguars at Arrowhead. I was pretty much dead on if you just did the opposite of everything I said, although I did call the 2 picks with Mahomes. I'm going to take a D on that one, too.
I'm going to go with Rams Seahawks as my wild card game because I think that this is going to be the game that everyone goes, oh, yeah, the Seahawks are done. Like, that dynasty is over. Their home field advantage is gone. Their fans are gone.
Well, their fans are stupid.
Right. They were always the worst, but
Dumbest.
now they're not there anymore. They're not loud. The Rams are going to go into Seattle and put a beat down on a bad Seahawks team, and it will signal the official end of that Seahawks era. I think Jared Goff throws for 4 more touchdowns and 400 more yards. I think Todd Gurley has a huge day, and I think the Rams go in and beat the Seahawks 41-3. Okay, so Todd Gurley did have a huge day.
3 touchdowns.
There was for sure a 3 in the Seahawks score.
There was. I don't think that's deserving of a D because you got the right team and you got Todd Gurley with the huge day. I'll say C-.
Wow, I will take that. Thank you. That's very generous.
Well, because
rating.
we're just, you took a D for the other one. I don't think.
I at least got the winner right.
Yes.
A big day for Todd.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair.
All right.
Oh, I still need this. UC Davis football tickets. UC Davis, they're doing really well this season, and they're fun to watch. So call in right now. Call in number 3. Get yourself some UC Davis football tickets for October 13th. They're taking on Idaho State at Aggie Stadium. Make sure to get your tickets for the season at UCDavisAggies.com. 800-920-1140.
For Eunice behind the scenes, Kyle Madson in front of the scenes. I'm Carmichael Dave. Thanks to all of you for your calls and your interaction on the text lines today. Hope you enjoyed the video cast. And remember, you can get everything on the KHTK app or the KHTK YouTube channel. We'll have Matt Barrows tomorrow. Jim Rome is next. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye. No.
Sports 1140 KHTK.